What if you did not have to take the fear with you? Sit with that question for a moment before the prayer begins, not as rhetoric, as a genuine question. The fear has been traveling with you for a while now, into the last week, the week before, maybe longer. It has been riding along, shaping how the days are entered, coloring the Monday morning before Monday has said a word. And the question is honest. What if you did not have to take it, not ignore it, not pretend it is not there, not perform the faith that would make the fear seem spiritually smaller than it actually is? What if you could acknowledge the fear fully and honestly, and then make a choice about whether it travels with you into the week? Not a choice that depends on the feared things becoming less real. A choice about who carries them. The fear is real. The uncertain situation is genuinely uncertain. The difficult conversation is coming. The outcome you cannot control is still outside your control. The person you love is still in their difficult place. None of that changes this morning. And you do not have to walk into Monday carrying all of it the way you have been carrying it. There is another way to enter the week, and that way begins here, on this Sunday morning. Before Monday has any say, His word declares in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7, that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Not given. The fear did not originate with God, which means it is not the identity God designed for the person who bears it. The power and the love and the sound mind are what was given, and those are what can be received this morning, before the week has had a chance to reinforce the fear that was not supposed to be the operating principle in the first place. Before we enter this prayer, write in the comments, Lord, I choose to begin this week without carrying the fear into it. I give you what I was planning to take. Let that be the Sunday morning declaration, not the claim that the fear is gone, the choice about whether it leads. Now let us choose the week without the fear at the front of it. Lord, my God and my Father, I come before you on this Sunday morning, and I name the specific fears that were waiting to travel with me into the week. The fear about the situation I cannot control. The one that has been developing in a direction I did not choose, and that this week will continue to develop regardless of my anxiety about it. The anxiety has not slowed the development. It has only made the watching more exhausting. That fear was planning to come with me into Monday. I name it here instead. The fear about the person I love. The child or the parent or the friend whose path is concerning and whose choices I cannot direct, and whose well-being I carry in a way that sometimes feels more like weight than love. The fear about them was planning to ride alongside every thought this week. I name it here instead. The fear about my own adequacy. The quiet, persistent concern that this week will reveal that I am less than what is required, that the work will exceed the capacity, that the relationships will expose the gaps, that the performance will fall short of the expectation I have been holding myself to. That fear, the one that is hardest to name because naming it feels like confirming it. I name it here instead. Take a breath, right now. Those fears were just named before God, rather than carried unnamed into Monday. Named things have edges. They are specific rather than ambient. They are this and not everything. And specific things can be given to specific hands. Feel something in the naming. The fear that was everywhere, filling the whole interior, just became several specific things, each with a location, each with a boundary. The named fear is smaller than the unnamed fear. Not smaller in what it is about, smaller in how it occupies the interior, and smaller things can be released, specific things can be given. The casting is now possible in a way it was not before the naming. Your word declares in the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7, to cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Cast all. the situation anxiety, and the relationship anxiety and the adequacy anxiety, all of it cast, not adjusted, not managed more skillfully, cast into the hands that were designed for what the person was trying to carry alone. Lord, I choose to begin this week without carrying the fear into it. I give you what I was planning to take, and something shifts when the casting is real. Feel it right now. The week that was going to be entered with the fear at the front of it is now a different week. Not because the feared things changed, because the person entering it changed. The person who cast is not the same person as the person who was planning to carry. The person who cast is lighter, not because the burdens were small, because they were given to the hands that hold them without the weight transferring back. You entered this prayer carrying, you are leaving it having cast. That is a real change, not just spiritual language. An actual, practical, this changes Monday change. Father, I want to receive something about the week that begins without fear at the front. It begins with room. The interior space that the fear was occupying is available for something else, for the actual Monday as it actually arrives, rather than the Monday the anxiety had been pre-constructing, for the conversation as it actually unfolds, rather than the version that fear rehearsed. For the unexpected good thing that the fear-occupied interior would have moved past without registering. Fear narrows. It produces the tunnel vision of the person who is perpetually bracing for what they most dread. The tunnel is real. The fear-managed person genuinely cannot see as much of the week as the person who entered without the fear at the front. The peripheral vision closes. The capacity for surprise decreases. The moments of grace that are always present in every week become invisible to the interior that is only tracking the feared outcome. The week entered without fear at the front has wider vision. The same week, more visible, more receivable. The grace and the difficulty both present. The fear was only showing the difficulty. The wider vision shows both. Your word declares in the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 8, that whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, think about such things. The instruction is not to ignore what is difficult, to include what is true and lovely and admirable alongside it. The fear was editing the week's contents, showing only the threatening. The week without fear at the front can see the full inventory, and the full inventory always includes more grace than the fear was admitting. And here is something practical about the wider vision. There will be something this week that the fear-occupied person would have missed entirely, a moment of unexpected kindness. A conversation that goes differently than feared, and in its going differently, opens something the fear had assumed was closed. A small development in the uncertain situation that looks like evidence of the one who holds it working in it. Those moments are in the week. The fear was going to make them invisible. The wider vision will find them, look for them. They will be there. Lord, I choose to begin this week without carrying the fear into it. I give you what I was planning to take. Lord, I want to ask for something specific. The sound mind that 2 Timothy promised, not the absence of challenge. The quality of thinking that is not distorted by the fear's lens. The mind that can receive information about the uncertain situation without immediately running it through the worst-case filter. The mind that can approach the difficult conversation with genuine curiosity about what the conversation might actually produce, rather than the defensive processing of the feared outcome. The mind that can face the adequacy questions with honesty, rather than the preemptive self-condemnation the fear was producing. The sound mind is practical. It hears what is actually said, rather than what the fear expected to hear. It sees what is actually happening rather than what the fear was predicting. It makes decisions from the actual situation rather than from the fear's projected version of the situation. The difference between the sound mind and the fear-distorted mind in a single Monday meeting can be significant. The sound mind is present, the fear-distorted mind is in the feared future, and the sound mind has a specific capacity that the fear-distorted mind loses entirely, the capacity to receive a good surprise. The fear-distorted mind is closed to good surprises because it has already decided what the situation is. When the feared outcome does not materialize, the fear-distorted mind finds a new feared outcome rather than receiving the good surprise as the good thing it is. The sound mind is open. It can receive the Monday that turns out better than feared as the Monday that turned out better than feared. The surprise lands, the grace is received. The week is wider. Your word declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 13, that I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. Takes hold of your right hand, the hand that acts, the hand that reaches toward the difficult conversation, that signs the decision, that extends to the person who is hard to love this week. That hand, held, before it acts. Do not fear. I will help. The help is not the removal of the difficulty. The held hand in the difficulty, and the held hand acts from a different place than the alone hand. Less braced, more open, more capable of what the moment actually requires. Feel that right now. The hand that is about to enter the week is held. That is not metaphor. That is the specific reality of the God who takes hold of your right hand before the Monday has arrived to test what the hand is capable of. The held hand acts from a different place than the alone hand, less braced, more open, more capable of what the moment actually requires. Take a breath with the awareness of the held hand. The Monday conversation that was going to be entered with fear at the front will be entered with the held hand instead. That specific difference, held versus alone, is the entire difference this Sunday morning prayer makes. Father, I want to name something about how fear travels and how this prayer interrupts the travel. Fear travels as identity. The person who carried the fear into last week and the week before and the week before that has begun to experience the fear as part of who they are. The anxious person, the worried one, the one who always anticipates the worst. Not because they chose that identity, but because the fear was carried so consistently and for so long that the carrying became the condition rather than the response to the condition. This prayer interrupts the travel, not permanently, not in the one-time dramatic way, but for this week, the fear was named before it was packed, the casting happened before the departure, and the week that begins from the cast position, rather than the carrying position, is a small but real break from the pattern. And small, real breaks from patterns, repeated Sunday after Sunday, build something over time. The accumulated practice of beginning the week without fear at the front becomes, slowly, a different relationship to fear, not the absence of fear. The habit of naming it and giving it to God, rather than simply carrying it because carrying it is what has always been done. Your word declares in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 15, that the Spirit you received does not make you a slave, so that you live in fear again. Rather, the Spirit you received brought about your adoption to sonship. And by him we cry, Abba, Father. Abba, Father. That is not the cry of the anxious person managing their own outcomes. That is the cry of the child who knows who is holding what they cannot carry. The child does not fear the uncertain outcome the way the unaccompanied adult does, not because the child understands the situation better, because the child knows who holds it. The Abba is the answer to the fear, not an argument against it, a relationship that makes it unnecessary to carry what the Father is ready to receive. You are not a slave to the fear that was planning to come with you into Monday. You received a different spirit, and the Spirit is available to set the tone before the fear does. Father, as this prayer closes, I want to receive something for the week ahead that is simple and returnable. A single truth. One sentence. For the moment in the week when the fear tries to reclaim what this prayer gave to God, here it is. The one who holds what I released this morning is still holding it. When the Monday meeting surfaces the feared outcome, the one who holds what was released this morning is still holding it. When the Tuesday conversation confirms the concern, the one who holds what was released is still holding it. When the Wednesday makes the uncertain situation more uncertain, the one who holds what was released is still holding it. The circumstances change, the holding does not. Return to that. One breath. The one who holds what I released this morning is still holding it. Not a long prayer. One breath. One sentence. The fear loses its grip on that sentence. Every time. The Tuesday afternoon that gets loud. One breath, still holding. The Wednesday morning when the uncertain situation presents its latest update. One breath, still holding. The Thursday moment when the adequacy fear returns with new evidence. One breath, still holding. The circumstances change, the holding does not. That sentence is the week's anchor. Small, durable, true. You do not have to remember the whole prayer. Just that. Your word declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 27, verse 1, that the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? 2 questions. Read them again slowly. Whom shall I fear? Of whom shall I be afraid? The answer the fear was giving was everything. The uncertain situation, the difficult person, the outcome that cannot be controlled, the week ahead with all its unknown contents. Everything. The answer the psalm gives is no one and nothing that exceeds the Lord, who is my light and my salvation and the stronghold of my life. The feared things are real, and they do not exceed the Lord. Not the difficult conversation, not the uncertain outcome, not the week with its unknown contents. Nothing exceeds the Lord, who is the stronghold. Enter the week knowing that. The Lord is your light this week, your salvation, your stronghold. The fear had none of those credentials. It was just loud, and it was given to the right hands this morning. Lord, I choose to begin this week without carrying the fear into it. I give you what I was planning to take. That is the Sunday declaration. The fear was named, the casting was real, the hands that received it are holding it, and the week opens before the person who chose a different way to enter it. Not without difficulty, without the fear at the front, which is the only difference that changes everything. The week is beginning. You already made the most important choice. You gave the fear to God before Monday had the chance to set it as the tone. That is enough. That changes everything about what the week gets to be. And go into the Sunday itself today. Before the Monday of the new week, there is still Sunday. The Sunday that belongs to rest, and the people who deserve the unhurried version of you, and the prayer that prepares rather than races. The soul that was freed from carrying the fear this morning can inhabit the Sunday differently from the soul that was still managing the fear, more present, more genuinely in the day, more available to what the Sunday actually holds before the week has asked for anything at all. This is the Sunday of a person who gave the fear to God before the week began. Live this Sunday from that position. Lord, I choose to begin this week without carrying the fear into it. I give you what I was planning to take. Share this prayer with someone who is walking into a difficult week, afraid, not with solutions for what they are afraid of. With this, with the Sunday morning that interrupts the travel before the week departs, may the Lord hold everything you released this morning with the specific attending faithfulness of the one who does not drop what is given to him. May the sound mind be present in every moment. The fear, distorted mind would have narrowed the view. May the hand be held in every moment it acts toward the difficult thing. And may you arrive at Friday, having entered the week from the cast position, and found that the week was different for it. In Jesus' name, amen.